What is going on, guys, and welcome to episode 2 of this backyard baseball season. We are getting ready to face our second game of the season against the White Sox. In the last episode, we beat the Blue Rockets 8-0. Let's go ahead and check out our lineup. Well, first, I got to move Kenny back up to pitcher. And like I said, Kenny's speed, even though he's at 3... he really isn't, and Pete's speed is blazing fast. So that was why we chose Pete, and we had him bunting for the most part to just get on base. And then, of course, you have Pablo Sanchez, who closed out that last game, 4s across the board. So I'm going to move Pablo back to left field and Amir back as catcher. The lineup is going to stay pretty much the same as you see in this here. Kenny, our leadoff man, 1 for 4 with a double. Pete, 4 for 5 with 2 singles, 2 doubles. Stephanie, 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Pablo, 2 for 3. Keisha, 2 for 3. Each have a single and a home run. Ahmed, even though he only had 3 plate appearances, he's 1 for 4 with that home run. Tony and Jocinda 0 for 3 each, while Amir is sitting at 1 for 3 with that double towards the end. Like I said, let's go ahead and jump into this game. And again, we're facing the White Sox, that fictional White Sox team. As we get ready to play here, Kenny Kawaguchi is going up against Joel Minotti. And the first one is swung on and missed. First pitch. And so Kenny in an 0-1 hole. Going to let that go for a ball. So now we're sitting at 1-1 on the count. Still top of the first. Just started. That one is swung on, but right at the second baseman, who throws it to the first baseman, who falls down, and Kenny is going to be safe. Boy, we get lucky on that one. So Pete here can't really bunt because we don't want Kenny to go out, so he's going to swing away. First one is fouled away. Again, 800 batting average for Pete Wheeler. 2 singles, 2 doubles. That one is fouled away as well. Quickly 0-2 for the third baseman of the Monsters. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. And now we have Stephanie Morgan. 2 for 3 on the day. That one is swung on. Well hit. Defense was playing back, however, and they will get the double play. Kenny was just off a little bit too much. At the end of the half inning, it's 1 hit, no runs for the Monsters as Kenny comes up to the plate to pitch, or come up to the mound to pitch. And that one is whacked right at Keisha, and it's going to go down and hit off the wall. Runner is heading for second, and she's going to be out. Try to stretch a single into a double, and now it's 1 away for Amy Boswick. First pitch is a strike on Kenny. 2 pitches now, still early in this ballgame, bottom of the first. Kenny's second pitch is swung on a miss for strike 2. And this is the Kenny that I saw a lot of growing up. That's why you always chose Kenny Kawaguchi. That one is fouled away. Count stays at 0-2. Trying to find the right pitch he wants. He wants that slow ball down and in. Swung on a miss for strike 3. And now it is up to Eric LeBeau to extend this inning. First pitch, fastball, high for a ball. So let's go ahead and try the slow ball. No. Left hook, no. Right hook. It's going to be called low for a ball. Quickly, 2-0. And so now Kenny's going to go to the slow ball once again. That one is swung on, made contact. Stephanie has it. And she will make it to the bag for a quick 1-2-3 inning for Kenny Kawaguchi and the Monsters. Next up for the Monsters to start the top half of the second inning is Pablo Sanchez. Pablo swung on, ground ball, and he will be safe. The pitcher couldn't get there in time, and that's going to go out of play. Pablo is going to be standing at second for Miss Keisha Phillips. And Keisha's going to let that go inside for a ball. 9 pitches for Joella Minotti. Nobody out. That one is swung on, line drive up the middle. Pablo's going to get to third at least. Keisha's going to round first, head to second. Pablo's going to score. And Keisha's going to be safe at second. And it's 1-0 Monsters here in the top of the second. Nobody out. And Ahmed Khan now to the plate. That one is just outside in the left-handed batter's box for a ball. 1-0 now. And it's quickly 2-0. And now Minotti is at 12 pitches without blinking in here in the second. That one is swung on a miss for strike one, and we're quickly at 2-1. That next pitch is outside, just outside. And the count goes to 3-1. Keisha sitting on second. Top of the second, as Ahmed watches that one go by for strike two. Full count here, nobody out. And that's a slow ball down the middle, and that is going to be long gone. Home run, Ahmed Khan. And now it is 3-0 Monsters, with Tony DeVecchio up at the plate. Looking for his first hit on the season. Gets the ground ball to the shortstop, and the shortstop misplays. And Tony's going to be safe, as the first baseman couldn't dig it out. It's 3-0 Monsters with a runner on first. Jocinda Smith looking for her first hit on the season. Swung on a miss for strike one. And Minotti's pitch count is getting up there, close to 20 pitches now, sitting at 18. Still nobody out in the top of the second. That one is swung on for a base hit, and we are going to have runners on. No. Okay, so it's going to be fielder's choice, as Tony couldn't get in there in time. Jocinda's on first with one out now for Amir. Strike one as Amir swings and misses. Again, I hit that tab button and does that extra swing. That one's outside, so it's quickly 1-1. 1-1, 1 out, 3-0, top of 2. Amir laces that right to the shortstop, who will get Jocinda out at second, but Amir is safe at first. Now it's up to Kenny Kawaguchi. 1 for 1 today on that single. Ball is hit, and it will get through the 5.5 hole and roll past left fielder. Everybody is safe. 2 down in the top of the second. Still, this is a long half inning for the Monsters. And the White Sox are just trying to get something out, as they have 7 outfielders here, and everybody is going to be safe. Shortstop tried to cover second, couldn't get there in time. Stephanie Morgan. And so it bugs out for Stephanie here. She says that she's 0 for 2, even though this is her second plate appearance, as she swung on a miss for strike one. Next pitch is hit, and gonna drop behind right and center. 1 run scores. Here comes Pete to second, or to third. And Pete's gonna head home. Hesitated for a second, but with the ball bouncing around in the outfield, it is going to be a 3-run single, and just like that, this game's getting out of hand. 6-0 Monsters, with the ever-deadly Pablo Sanchez up to the plate. Pablo fouls it away, strike one. And they have to go to a new pitcher Laura Muniz is now the pitcher for the White Sox, as Minotti is done after 27 pitches. 0-2 now for Pablo. That one's going to be high and away for ball one. Again, I just hit the escape button on that, so if you guys have a better emulator, as that's going to be called strike three. We bat around a little bit as we get 6 runs across the plate on 11 hits in the first 2 innings. Kenny's pitch is fouled away. Yeah, but if you have any better than than an emulator I'm using right now, that would be awesome to know about, so I can continue to make better content, as that one's grounded right back to Kenny and on to Stephanie for an out. Bunt attempt goes awry, and it's strike one. Kenny only has 1 strikeout on 11 pitches here in the bottom of the second. 12th pitch is a bunt, and Kenny just barely gets the runner out at first. 2 down now here for the Monsters. They're looking to go 1-2-3 for the second time today, as Isaac Drummond is up to bat. And he puts down a bat. Bunt. 3 straight bunt attempts. You might think that they were thinking that Kenny can't get off the mound. Fields all 3 of them, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for the White Sox. As Keisha Phillips steps up to the plate. Already up 6-0 are the Monsters, top of the third. Laura Muniz is still pitching, as that ball was swung on and missed from Keisha. Next pitch. Fouled straight back. And it's quickly 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Keisha laces it, and again, 7 outfielders, and it still finds a hole for Keisha. And she took a wide turn at first, but gonna stay there, nobody out, as she was the leadoff hitter this inning. Ahmed 1 for 1 already with a home run. Fastball, foul ball for strike one. The 0-1 pitch. Popped straight up. Keisha's going to head back to first. And it's going to be caught. Almost dropped, however. And Ahmed's out for out number 1. Tony DeVecchio has a single, his first hit of the season. That's a ground ball. And should be 1 and overthrown, and now Tony is standing at second as the ball goes out of play. So Tony goes on a fielder's choice as Jocinda laces that ball past the left fielder all the way to the fence. And we're going to have runners on the corners with 2 outs. However, they are our slowest runners. Top of the third still, so we're still cooking with gas. As Amir's up to the plate, batting .500 on the young season. Swung on, made contact. First baseman picks it up and tosses it to the pitcher, who steps on first, and that's going to end the inning. No runs on 3 hits and 2 errors for the Monsters. As Pete mishandles to Kenny to Stephanie, and another weird 5-1-3 put out. We saw that last game. As we find out, Joella Minotti is now playing right field. Her first plate appearance in the bottom of the third. 1 out, and it's quickly 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Kenny, and he's sitting on a nice 16 pitches. That one's popped up high. Can Jocinda or Kenny get to it? Kenny does, or just one of those two do. And it's out number 2 for Whitney Singh is now the batter for the White Sox. First pitch is high for ball 1. Next pitch swung on a miss for strike 2. So count at 1-1 with 2 outs, bottom of the third, trailing 6-0 on the White Sox. And that one is a curveball for strike 2. Let's see, Kenny doesn't want fastball, but he wants the slow ball. High and away, and that's going to be fouled away. Count holds at 1-2. Next pitch, swung on. And this could be trouble. It's gonna drop and get to the fence. And nobody's covering second, so Keisha makes a long throw. Pete gets it, and we are hanging there. So triple for the White Sox first hit, and they're in business. Laura Nunez, the pitcher. 0 for 1 already today. That first pitch was called a strike. Second pitch high for ball 1. Counts 1-1. Kenny's still looking for the pitch he wants. He wants that fastball. 1-1 count. She puts the ball down. And with 2 outs, I don't know why. I don't know why we're doing that weird 1-5 or the 5-1-3 put out on that, but they do get a hit. No runs, however, and it's still 6-0 top of the fourth. Kenny puts this ball in play, sneaks it by everybody at that 5.5 hole. And that's between the shortstop and the third baseman for those of you who are new to the sport of baseball when I say the 5.5 hole. Pete now up to bat. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Last time he was in this situation, he popped out, and Kenny stayed at first. 0-1 after that swing and miss from Pete. And it's quickly 0-2. Wheeler puts this one in play. Everybody was playing normal, and that ball rolls all the way to the wall. And Kenny's going to get his wheels going, and he is going to be safe at third. And now, the Monsters once again have runners on the corners, but this time with nobody out. As Stephanie Morgan comes up to the bat. Comes up to bat. And, of course, Pete is going to be put in motion here. Swung on. Tapper right back to the catcher. Going to throw at first for the putout. Pete is at second, so now second and third for Pablo with 1 out. Pablo's still looking for his first home run on the game. That one is swung on and hit straight back. 0-1 with 1 out, top of the fourth, and it's 6-0 in favor of the Monsters. Ball is high for ball 1. Evens the count at 1. That ball is going to be swung on a miss for strike 2. So here we go. 1-2, 1 out. Top of the fourth for Pablo. That one's going to be put into play. And going to hit it straight off the wall. Kenny's going to head home from third. And he's going to be there. So now we have runners on first and second with 1 across. Keisha looking to extend this lead even more. She has a single and a double today, hitting .800 on the young season. And Munez is now in pitch count trouble at 21. That ball is hit straight back at, and she only has 1 strikeout. Remember, she came in at the top of the second. Slow ball for strike 3, and she gets her second punch out. Now Ahmed Khan, he already has 1 homer on the day, 2 outs. Top of the fourth, 7-0 Monsters. That one is going to be put into play. 7 outfielders and nobody can get it. Everybody's going to advance. Pete's going to head home. Pablo to third. And no throw there, as Ahmed's now going to try for second. They're going to let him take second. They could end the inning here, but no, a misplay, and now the Monsters have runners on second and third with 2 out. Tony DeVecchio swung on a miss on that fireball. Now Amy Boswick is the third White Sox pitcher that we have seen. Going for the clock pitch, and that, or zigzag pitch, and that is swung on for strike two. So 2 specialty pitches, 2 strikes, with 2 outs. DeVecchio is going to put this one in play. Second baseman knocks it down. Pitcher gets him out. And the Monsters leave runners on second and third, but do get 2 across. 8-0, Kenny. Bottom of the 4th. Ground ball. Easy play for out number 1. Eric LeBeau, 0 for 1 today. And that one is put into play. And gonna drop. Keisha gets it to Tony. They can still get him out. He's slow as dirt. Stephanie mishandles it, however, and still gets it to Kenny. So score that 8-4 to 3-1. And all of a sudden, there's 2 down. Gary Allen, 0 for 1 today, hitting .666 on the young season. That first pitch is fouled away. Second pitch is high. So 1-1 with 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. And the White Sox in a deep, deep hole. That one's a ground ball. Kenny's going to be able to scoop it up. Toss it over to Stephanie and get the out. Easy 1-3 put out there. And that's what the Monsters have been seeing a lot in this game. A 1-3 put out. Now top of the 5, Jocinda leading off. Everybody playing normal. This should be a put out here. But no, the shortstop spikes the ball and Jocinda is safe. And that's nothing against Jocinda. It's just the fact that she is slow and was able to get on first on that one. Now Amir Khan with a runner on first. The flame ball is low for ball 1 by Boswick. 1-0. That is swung on down the first baseline past the first baseman. Amir is going to be safe and Jocinda is going to be safe on second. And again, nobody out. Runner on first and second with Kenny Kawaguchi coming to the plate. 3 for 3, and they're going for another pitcher. This time, Judy Ubzwana. Kenny puts this ball into play. Everybody's playing a little bit in. Shortstop takes it. Going to get the safe play at third. And runners are still out first and second, but now with 1 out for the Monsters. Pete Wheeler swung on a miss for strike 1. Pete's 2 for 3 today. With 2 singles. And it's quickly 0-2 for Pete. Here comes the 0-2 count. And it's inside for ball 1. Judy's 1-2. Put into play by Pete. And caught by the second baseman. That is a web gem play for the White Sox. And now with 2 down, Stephanie Morgan has the runners still at first and second. That is swung on a miss for strike 1 for Stephanie. And again, ball is put in play. So the Monsters aren't striking out a lot. They're putting the ball in play. And everybody's going to be safe for the most dangerous man, Pablo Sanchez, looking for a home run. You know, he settles for doubles and singles, but he's looking to put that ball over the fence every single time. And the count goes to 1-1 after that swing and miss. That swung on and fouled straight back, and it's quickly 1-2 with 2 outs. Top of the 5th. Monsters lead the Sox 8-5. That one is swung on and fouled straight back as well.
Foul ball. And the count is 1 and 2.
And again, Pablo working the count. That pitch is fouled away.
The wing.
Although if it would have straightened fair, it would have been gone
And it goes foul. Oops.
here at Steel Stadium. Or I'm sorry, this isn't Steel Stadium. This is Parks Department number 2.
From the windup.
And a battle going on here between Judy Albuena and Pablo Sanchez.
2 outs.
Here comes another 1-2
From the stretch.
put into play and past all 7 outfielders. Everybody was playing back. Amir is going to score. Here comes Kenny. Stephanie stumbles, but she's heading to third. And Pablo stumbles, and he's heading... going to be safe at second. As the ball keeps getting spiked into the ground, it finally gets into the infield when it gets knocked off of the player's head. 3-run double by Pablo, and now it's 11-0. Craziness here late in this ballgame. Keisha pops it up, and it's going to land fair. And everybody's going to be safe because, again, with Pablo, with Keisha, with Ahmed, everybody's playing on the outfield grass. And Ahmed sends this one over the fence for another home run by Ahmed Khan. 3-run shot this time, and if the game wasn't out of hand before, it certainly is now at 14-0. Still with 2 outs here on the top of the 5th. As that one is low for ball 1 on Tony DeVecchio. That's outside for ball 2. Judy Obzuena is really struggling here, and they're going to bring in Isaac Drummond to pitch now. A 5th pitcher for the White Sox, as that one swung on and missed. Here comes the 2-1. And that one is put into play high and will be caught finally by the center fielder. But 6 come across the board. The Monsters have 14 runs on 27 hits, no errors, while the White Sox have just a single hit, I believe. And that one's put into play and almost caught by Ahmed. And it's going to be another base hit, or will that be an error? We'll have to see in between innings. Isaac Drummond, the new pitcher, 0 for 1 today. As they're going to try to steal, Amir has a cannon for an arm, and he's going to get the runner out at second. So trying to steal a base on Amir is a big no-no, as there's now 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on for Isaac Drummond, as that one is just hit foul. That one is bunted foul for another strikeout by Kenny. That's only his 2nd strikeout on the game at 34 pitches here in the 5th. And Judy Obzuena lines to Jocinda. And now, 2 hits, 2 errors for the White Sox. Jocinda 3 for 3 on the day with 3 singles, and that actually should have been fair, but they call it foul. I don't know why they called that foul. Glitch in the game, maybe. Second chance opportunity, however, and that one's gonna drop in between the second baseman and right fielder, and Jocinda's gonna try for 2. And she'll get there. And already a double for Jocinda, as Amir Khan steps up to the plate. 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles. This one's popped up, playable, but will get just out of the reach of the second baseman and roll to the wall. Jocinda's going to head home from second. Amir is trying for third.
Going for two.
He's gonna get there as they thought they could have gotten the runner at home. Amir thought about heading home, but it's gonna stay at 3. As the run comes across, and it's 15-0. That one swung on and fouled back. Kenny Kawaguchi up to the plate. Now hitting .625 on the season, 4 for 4 today with all singles. As that one's going to be high for ball 1.
Ball one, just a bit outside.
1-1's the count. Swung on.
1-1 pitch.
Gets past the shortstop and going to roll to the wall. And even though I was complaining about Kenny's speed here, he has a double. He's going to try for 3. The speed of the outfielder is slower than Kenny is around the bases as Kenny's going to head home. The throw is in the infield, and it is going to be not in time. Home run, Kenny Kawaguchi.
Stretched out another run. The Gooch like
Pete Wheeler now, 2 for 4 on the day. Fouls that one back. It's 17-0, top of the 6th for the Monsters. The 0-1 is going to be called a ball by Isaac Drummond, his 10th pitch of the inning.
count is 1-1.
1-1 is the count. Still nobody out.
From the windup,
That ball's
1-1
put into
pitch.
play.
Swung on.
Gobbled by the second baseman, and that's going to be the first out of the inning.
Gotta watch your kneecaps on those things.
Stephanie's 2 for 5. Again, I think that's really 2 for 4. However,
The windup.
that one's going to be
Ball one.
called a ball.
For dollars.
And 1-0 is the count.
The windup. The pitch.
Next pitch is going to be hit in between the first and second baseman, and Stephanie standing on first with nobody covering.
Sent him scrambling.
And now there's some brouhaha happening in the infield, as nobody wanted to pick up the ball. Here comes Pablo, 3 for 4 for the day. Swung on, belted, deep line drive, home run, Pablo Sanchez.
Pitcher just turned to watch it go.
And it's now 19-0. And now they're bringing in the original starter, Joel Minotti, at 27 pitches and 1 strikeout. The single pitch, Keisha, line, deep left center, home run, back to back. And it is now 20-0 Monsters. And now it's back to Isaac Drummond at 14 pitches. They can't find a pitcher as Achman chops that right at the plate. And is he going to be safe?
Slow roll.
He is. The catcher can't get to it in time.
Left side of things.
Still only 1 out here in this disastrous inning for the Sox and a wonderful inning for the Monsters.
This young batter eats left hooks for
It is 20-0 in favor of the Monsters, as that one's going to be called ball on Tony DeVecchio. 2 for 4 on the day, and now it's back to Joel Minotti, another pitching change for the Sox.
She's known for her ability to strike out red-haired batters. especially
Tony's hitting a 285 season average.
Letter J.
Gonna swing and miss on that one. Counts even at 1.
Strike one. Not even close to that one. And the count is 1-1. From the windup, the one
Ball's
one
put in play.
swing. A
Gonna
bounce ball.
maybe try for 2.
On those things.
Nope, they just get the 1. They could have turned 2 and put an end to this. But they will instead go back to Isaac Drummond for another pitching appearance.
From the windup,
Ball's put in play. This should end it. But it doesn't. It rolls past the second baseman. Everybody's safe. And it's going to bring up Amir Khan. 3 for 4 on the day. 571 hitter.
Khan walks up to the plate. Now pitching, Joella.
And this is just ugly now. Mirror's going to look at strike 1. 2 down, 20-0, top of 6.
Runners on first and second, 2 outs.
The 0-1 is chopped.
And delivers. The swing
Fair.
A bouncing ball.
Catcher gathers it
And I'm running.
and throws it to third.
Safe.
At any rate, everybody is safe, and it's up to Kenny Kawaguchi and Isaac Drummond. They're switching now between Joel Minotti and Isaac Drummond for pitchers, looking for something to be able to be put in play. That one's screaming by the third baseman, and that's going to score one. They're going to send Jocinda, and now Jocinda's stuck in a pickle. Short-lived, however. Bases are still loaded for the Monsters, as Pete Wheeler, 2 for 5 of the day. Bases juiced with Monsters.
Here's the motion.
Ball put in play, popped up to the pitcher. And he can't get it, and everybody's going to be safe. Everybody's safe on the misplay pop-up. Now 22-0, Monsters. That one's going to be low for ball one. Stephanie Morgan, 3 for 6 for the day, 5.55 average. And again, this is only the second game of the season. That one is lined, base hit. 4 for 7 is Stephanie. Amir is going to score. Kenny's coming around to score.
Send him scrambling.
And he's going to head smartly back to third.
These kids are on their way.
23-0. We're just playing station-to-station baseball here. As Pablo, 4 for 5, a home run, 2 doubles, and a single. That one's put in play. A 7 outfield
A bouncing ball.
and a routine ground ball to the second baseman. Everybody's safe. 24-0. Can the Sox stop the bleeding? That one swung on a miss by Keisha Phillips, who's 4 for 5 for the day. A single, or 2 singles, a double, and a home run for the
Center. Here's the pitch.
ever-powerful Keisha Phillips, who's now singing an 0-2 hole. This pitch swung on a miss for strike 3. The Sox ended, but not before the Monsters plate 10. 24 runs on 43 hits for the Monsters. Joella Minotti puts that ball into play, and that one is going to go. There goes the shutout. So Minotti, as she trots around the bases, finally gets a little bit of revenge on the Monsters. And this is going to be 24-1. The White Sox get on the scoreboard here today. But it is too little, too late, as they have a mountain to climb, down by 23. And that's the first earned run by Kenny or any Monsters pitcher. Bunt to Kenny, and I don't know why they're still doing it. He throws it to first for the first out. Nunez. Line drive to Ahmed at right field. Right field. And he gets the out. I think I might have called that left field at one point. That one's smoked, and Jocinda can't handle it. But Tony does. Throws it to Stephanie. She can't handle it. Tony recovers and throws it again. This time Stephanie gets it for the third out. And thankfully, the end of the ball game. The Monsters win this one 24-1. And again, Kenny Kawaguchi was 6 for 6 with 5 singles and a home run, inside the park home run. Pete was 3 for 6 with a strikeout and 3 singles. Stephanie Morgan was 4 for 7, and I'm just looking to see season-wise. I'm looking probably for... Okay, here we go. Here's the pitching stats. Again, complete game by Kenny this time around. Let's see what his ERA is. 11 innings pitched, 0.56 ERA. 2-0 is Kenny, while Pablo has only faced 3 batters. So that's really what I want to have happen. And again, you see the balls to strikes here. And check out the rest of the league. The Rockets lose their second ball game. The Wombats win 3-0. The Giants pick up a win. Now they are 2-0, with us the only other 2-0 team. That's going to do it for this week's episode, everybody. I will see you in the next one. Peace.